Hey, Sage, come on up.
It's like the elephant's graveyard at work. But it's real strong.
I want to go up here.
Sage, you want to go up there? Good.
This is all, put these in lag screws, 3-inch lag screws. These pie, the cymbal pie, these pieces, and they move up and down. See how high that one is?
Right.
Just because this whole ball is tilted 8.5 inches. And so some of them had to be, go up and some of them had to be trimmed down. But anyway, we were able to manipulate that really easily in order to compensate for the irregularities caused by a 5-sided. I mean, you can imagine these things go over, under, you know, twist around. We used curves in it to make them clear one another, and so it's all skewed. But this was the only place we had to put a block under it, right here, and we've got them tied together. And this thing is like this mechanic. They Torninga wanted to see how strong it was, and what was strong. You know, they seemed pretty confident after lugging, you know, helping me lug these things in, that it was strong here, and it bounced like mad, and they couldn't do anything to it. So now they're real confident.
Little kitty, huh?
Whole,
I want to go see Kitty
Torn
up
was like a
here.
changed man.
I want
He
to
said he went from feeling like an ant to feeling like an eagle. And you couldn't get him
Yeah.
off his perch. He just stayed there all day.
I like getting a
big
feeling
up
for, what if the loft in here, it doesn't intrude some way as much as I thought it would on the feeling downstairs, you know, like the lower level still feels roomy enough.
Yeah. Well, that was something I was really concerned with, was doing anything, but you know, they just had so much junk on the floor. They just didn't have any room.
They did.
And not that it's the greatest floor, the way it curves and everything, but they're moving. You know, they moved a lot of stuff out of their way, and they're going to make a platform of these. And I've got to paint the bolt heads, the unpainted bolt heads on them. Most of them are painted, but around the bottom, I can demonstrate.
It's called the
Sweep-O-Matic. You don't need a dust pan. You can practically just swing your arm out in the center and sweep the whole floor.
Yeah.
And it goes down this piece of stovepipe into a garbage bag that's wrapped around the pipe with a bungee cord. It's like, you know, it sounds like a joke, but it's immense convenience.
Functional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if you had a little kid, you could put a screen over it, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, they just immediately put it right back like that. And no sweat.
That's excellent.
Well, I want one of the big accomplishments I want with these is to make them really easy to clean. So I think regular houses are much too difficult to clean. But the toughest problem, you know, things like this are fun to do. You know, fun problems. This has been a real toughie. Just getting this door to work. I had to make the irregularity here to clear the floor.
Yeah.
But it works. You know, you can slam it. And, you know,
That's really nice.
it's weird with these curls, and I don't know how important they
Ready?
are now. But this whole plate.
Oh my.
That's the,
It shuts really good now. And the weight of the door isn't really on this pin, because this is just a piece of what you put in a closet to hang coat hangers on.
yeah.
I never remember what that's called, but the weight is here.
Watch out!
Oh, you ready?
The weight of the door is right on those metal plates, so there's no like friction. But it just seems like the simplest way to do it, and a door hardly weighs anything. It's quarter-inch thick.
Yeah. There, Sage, you do it.
And this is all kind of true right here, all this business. But you know, it's next time around.
It's really nice with the round doors. I mean, that gives a lot to that.
Yeah.
Suits it.
You
Well,
Did it cut you?
there's a dome project going called the Plydome project where
You gotta be careful.
it's this beautifully manufactured repeated part that gives you a looks like a wiffle ball. It's all covered with cylindrical openings like this.
Oh yeah.
Only they're 7 feet.
Watch out!
And I thought, well, this will give me a chance to work out one of the problems for that. And I also thought, it seems like this is what kind of door it ought to have.
Yeah.
So this is, it's taken me a long time, like a year and a half, to really think it through. But, you know, until less than a year ago, there wasn't any door on there at all. They moved in here and there was no door. You know, it's just pretty primitive. There's no ventilator on the roof. Not all the bolts are even in the structure. And it's really come a long way. It's a pretty tight structure now.
Yeah.
There always seems to be a few details.
How does it heat up in the winter? Like a cold night?
Well, we had a plastic bag hanging from all these points, all these ropes here.
Uh-huh.
There was a tailor fit polyethylene bag that was pulled out to the edges. And so we had this liner. And the colder it got, the nearer they were to the stove at night. That's kind of what it came down to.
Yeah.
And the bag made a real big difference. But I don't know what they're going to do. I'm leaving. And they've taken the bag out and they've stored it. And I think this is going to give them something to work with, having this framework here. Because I don't think they're going to sew the kind of liner that I would make. I think they're going to hang stuff. And
It was supposed to be a canvas
you
liner.
could hang something
Yeah.
all around the edge here, and then you could just work something out. They'll probably just lay it over these things.
Yeah.
That's probably what they'll do. They'll just have a low ceiling.
Tell them what we're thinking of insulating ours with.
Well, on the big one that we're making, it's going to be a 2-floor one, and the bottom floor is just going to have a few portholes, but the top is where the windows will be,
Yeah.
and where all the height is going to be. Because the thing's going to be 28 feet high. There's just going to be a lot of height. But there's another band up to about 7 feet, which is virtually straight up and down.
Yeah.
It's going to be sprayed on with this stuff that's like paper mache kind of thing. It's fireproof.
It's not a foam, it's a...
No, it's made out of newspaper,
Yeah.
boric acid, and it's completely fireproof. And they spray it on, and they spray on the surface as well. It's paintable, and it's a standard product here.
Really?
Mostly used in industrial buildings, and it's not cheap. But we're just going to do that band, and the rest of it's going to be a double liner. The part overhead is just going to be 2 liners, concentric. I think it'll be quite
How thick will it be? The stuff you're gonna spray on?
2 inches. It gives a tremendous insulating ability. It gives you the chance to install standard window units, glass window units, just there. And the rest of it, we're not going to have these overhead skylights. It's just going to be, I'm going to use metal instead and have a cedar shingle roof up to the ventilator, and the ventilator will probably metal.
Yeah.
Because I have this little thing about fire, and because in Vermont you burn something all the time. You just got to make the building as safe as you can.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot here, and there's things I'm going to change pretty seriously. But you know, this is what it is, and the people who live here really enjoy all these skylights. They
Yeah.
seem to enjoy it a lot more now that they've got these
Yeah.
things.
Well, see, they can hang wool blankets even on top of these to keep some of the heat in.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, now when you want to work on something up here, now when you want to work on something up here, it's really easy.
Yeah. Did you have a hard time fitting the 9-footers on?
Yes, that was a real ordeal. That one over there was the first one, and we put it together on the ground. I put it together on the ground, and then a whole bunch of us slid it up the pole.
If you're not
Yeah.
very smooth and
Tough
very
one, because
nice,
the hillside's clay, it's real slippery. And it had been raining a lot, and it was brutal getting that thing in place. We got it all in 15 days. It was a real happy. So the second one, I had someone help me assemble that, and we left it out for a couple of weeks, and then I took it apart, one panel at a time, and built it out, and then stuck a pole under it.
Really?
So that one was much easier. I did it all by myself. So that's the way to do it: is get the sheets all bent and then put it up sheet by sheet. And you know, the plywood really takes that form nicely after a while. It gets a real unity going. It is
Kind of plush in there, isn't it?
It's just a big space up here.
It's so hard to
So
film
you
in
built
these.
it up here piece by piece?
Yeah, I cut that hole and just built it out.
Oh,
And
there's, oh, there's the
I
video.
got out far enough and I stuck the pole up in there and had a board on it, and I worked off the board.
Huh.
Oh, I brought my feet up like a comma. Got my knees up over.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bust that move.
Wait, Daddy doing?
I'm amazed. I just think I could do anything you could.
Oh,
But you see how we got them tied? So
how
that-
tall are you, Brim? Oh, sorry, Steve.
I guess I'm 5'11". So there's
I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
just enough room. This is great height. A lot of usable space up here.
Well, I gave you 81 inches to the bottom of the lowest bead. Or to the bottom of
81 inches.
the lowest one of these. Yeah, that's
How many feet is it?
it's 3 inches short of 7 feet.
Uh-huh.
6'9".
It's amazing how much room there is.
And I was thinking we braced the stovepipe against the frame, but then I just went up here and did this because this was not wires. Because it was threatening to fall. I mean, those guys just don't tend to stuff like that. They don't see any reason. Can you imagine? You wake up in the morning, you're that far away from the skyline.
You have really inspired me on a loft here. I mean, this is
I didn't want to do it, but it just seemed like somewhere or another it was going to get done, so I wanted to do this one.
even with half the room. Look at that. Even with half the room floor, I mean, it's just half. This would be a huge bedroom
Yeah.
up here.
Better now, too, than it ever has, the designs.
Well, you know, these beams are so soulful. I think that those guys really responded to that. They love having these things hanging overhead. It's not even like
Does he?
green moss. These things, I picked them up off the ground, a lot of trees. These have been there for years.
Yeah.
It's locust, you know, and it doesn't rot. Rosie, no! Rosie! But mainly, as a roofer, I know that the place where the least water falls is on the very top of the roof. And it does leak through that metal-to-metal contact, but
Uh-huh.
it's a negligible amount.
What was your
And so-
question, though?
Why I trained the stovepipe out the top, and it goes right up through the ventilator.
But you must get a lot more heat that way too, because all the smoke passes through the pipe, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't get a tall. See, you have to run the chimney up past the top anyway,
Yeah.
so it may as well be inside.
Yeah.
And although this meant I had to sort of double up my problem here in terms of, I had to go through the ventilator. It's a more complex place to bring the stovepipe out.
Yeah.
I almost brought it out in one of these triangles, but it also seemed like the safest. I made an aluminum
Wait, Daddy! Daddy! Daddy!
plastic. Happy with it.
Come
It
down
picked over
here!
since I put the wire
Come
on.
down here!
Just
To support it, yeah.
Steve, what did you do? You were telling me you did something with the stovepipe. Oh, I see. I see now.
They took it off because the damper fell apart and they couldn't get it together. See that weird twist in it?
Yeah.
They couldn't
The
get
elbow?
it right. Yeah, they couldn't get the elbow right again, and so it's not well, that's what they're capable of. That's what they're going to work with. I don't know if
Help you.
I had it all screwed together anyway. 'Cause I could see
Yeah,
how
yeah.
Daddy.
Come see me.
Usually because
See
one,
me.
Yeah, he wants to get up
but I
there.
put in.
Come see me.
Yeah.
It won't.
Come closer.
Hey, Rosie. Hey, John, could you get her away from there? She's
too
playing
big
with
up
it.
there.
You're too big up there?
Yeah.
Okay, Dad, I'll stop playing now. Or hurt me or somebody else.
It's, the humidity is always perfect in here. There's no damp at all in this place.
Yeah.
It really is like a
Because you're off the
airship.
ground, you
Yeah,
said?
even though the bottom of this is only like this much off the ground, it's really like an airship.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate structure.
Did you have any problems with leaking where the windows are?
I don't think so. I think the only place that's leaking is right where the stovepipe goes out.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do about that because of the heat involved.
Big
But it's
out.
such a small amount that they never complain.
Well, Steve, if that had a stovepipe, wouldn't there be
Yeah, I'll
more
hold it here,
air
you pull it out.
circulation? Wouldn't that be a larger hole for
There shouldn't
the
be. There
ventilator?
wouldn't be a hole there. Oh yeah. Yeah, now wait a minute. That metal piece
Go ahead.
is the ventilator. I mean, that is on the ventilator. There's nothing of the, it's just completely,
All around it, on the,
oh, well, yeah, I would remove that aluminum band in there if, there was no stovepipe.
uh-huh.
But, you know, I think it's gonna be plenty of air with this building. The problem here is not staying cool. It building stays nice and cool. Besides, there's ventilators in there too.
Yeah.
It's keeping warm that's the problem. It's like painting it dark. I wanted it dark so it would get more. This top here should get a tremendous amount of heat. It's a little bigger than
So Steve, the ventilator in here is
Yeah, the
tipped.
whole thing is bigger than that.
the whole.
Okay, let go of it. You don't want to break it.
What'd you say?
Will you explain a little bit about this ventilator in here? You don't have a screen on it.
No, it's just.
That doesn't matter.
This goes right to the outdoors. It could have a screen. Oh, we gotta get these back in place. Yeah, we better move on, I think.
Yeah, we're just about to wreck the whole house.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just know that Rosie's in here. Huh?
Cat's on picky.
Yeah, it's in the cow barn too. I don't know if they're using it.
Well, that's a good pattern, though.
Watch out for the mill. They've put
John's.
so much sawdust in there, they've been filling the hole up pretty much. They've been putting ashes and sawdust in there. Doesn't smell. And they had they still had the ventilator sealed off.
Steve,
You know,
yeah,
I
watch
made
her.
this little round piece of reflective. I've got a little glow in the back.
Nice. Looks great. What a great combination color. Look at that, man. That looks so sharp now.
These short pictures. And they got a solar oven. I think the gold on the doorway was
I made him do it. I wanted him to paint the gold on this door. You did the moon, Steve?
Yeah, it's a gold.
Oh, it's one of
It's the
those
one that came with all the
those-
stars.
light in the dark.
Me. Push me. Push me.
We better move on.
All right, I'm gonna go water the.
So the idea is just to
Oh, can we film it? But there's a
Look! Now you bang on your sticks. I like what you're doing.
No, it's not mine. My owner will handle it. And it's like, yeah, they do work. I'm gonna take it.
Ah. Whew. She loves that dog. Don't you, sweetheart?
She comes up with me sometimes.
Uh-oh. There she goes, outdoors.
She goes right outside and sort of works her way around. She's getting more and more independent. Doesn't it make you feel like you have a wonderful speaking voice in here?
Yeah, it sure does.
There's an elephant in here, Rosie. There's an elephant.
You are funny.
This is an excellent work.
You are funny.
And this is all I did. This is everything I
First building you did.
did. Going to it.
The barn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first. Oh, it's just the worst thing that ever happened to me. Worst thing I ever did.
Why is that? Because you had to race it?
I made mistakes.
It wasn't truly geodesic either, Steve, that barn.
Perhaps it's the best building then. That you learn a lot from it.
So I learned one thing real quick, and I could have learned it by being. I should have known it. I should have made it all first. I actually.
Okay, let's go out here. Everybody's leaving. There's a railing. Use the railing. Hey, buddy. Railing.
Watch him very carefully, okay?
Oh, yeah, you're right, Sage. Be careful when you walk. Here, why don't you?
Steve, tell
Daddy.
tell him where he can walk and where he can't. Sage?
It's all
Or
pretty clear. We get past the plywood here. It's still pretty good.
Alright.
It's like a whole-
Yeah.
Poke around over here.
Goes through a geometry change from here to there.
Yeah.
Where it becomes 3 times finer on the end. This whole tube in the middle didn't work out well at all. This is all an afterthought, all these arches.
Yeah.
I didn't want them there.
Stand right
So the roof wasn't steep enough? Is that the problem? Or?
No, I just had never built anything nearly this large.
Yeah.
And 28 feet was quite a span to me then. And I didn't realize that the whole thing was just going to collapse as we assembled it.
Right.
It just never even, I mean, it's just, there was no real structure there because it was all designed to be like a simple roll, you know, and it just started falling in.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's what we learned.
you see the red over the,
Are you gonna drive tractors when you get older? Are you gonna be a farmer when you get older? Look, I see. Real quick, I'll set you up there. This is a big one. All right. Sorry. I'm getting you wet. You need to
you're
drive.
good for being parked in the mud.
What is it about little boys and machinery?
There's hardly enough time in the day. We've already ridden that tractor.
I want more banana.
See those old things there? The old beams, some of the old beams I cut out, like crap. You know how they're all broken?
Yeah.
Replace them with these maple trees. A lot better. There's so much work here. Alright, just in the last month and a half. This is
City.
so much.
Little small city out here.
I like to go up on the ridge road and look down.
Say, is that from you? Say, just